Hello, my name is Liz Ducey, and I'm a BCBA with 5 years experience. Welcome to your training on prompting. First, let's talk about what prompts are. Prompts are a specific type of assistance that teachers give their learners to help them achieve their maximum potential in skill acquisition. In other words, it's something we do as teachers to help our students learn and become independent with different skills, behaviors, and following directions. Prompting is important to our learners to ensure errorless learning. Errorless learning allows the students to learn skills without errors. When using prompts, we as teachers can shape behaviors that become independent. Prompts allow our learners to become their best selves. Prompts are typically used from least intrusive to most intrusive, as you can see in this visual. The least intrusive prompt is independent. Next is gesture, indirect verbal, visual, model, partial physical, and full physical. The least intrusive prompt is independent, and the most intrusive prompt is full physical. All prompts begin with a verbal direction. If the verbal direction is followed the first time, it's considered independent. I will now demonstrate this. Pick up the pen. Nice job. The next prompt is a gesture prompt, where the student might need an additional gesture such as pointing to remind them of the verbal prompt. I will now demonstrate a gestural prompt. Pick up the pen. Good work. The next prompt is an indirect verbal prompt in which you ask the learner an indirect question to lead them to the appropriate behavior. I will now demonstrate this. Pick up the pen. What should you be picking up? Great job. Next would be a visual prompt where the learner may need a small visual, either pictorial or written, to help remind them of the verbal direction. I will now demonstrate this. Pick up the pen. You did it. After that, the next prompt would be a model prompt, where the teacher is modeling the expected behavior. I will now demonstrate this. Pick up the pen. Nice job. Second to last, there are partial physical prompts where the learner may need a light touch to the elbow. I will now demonstrate this. Pick up the pen. Nice job. Lastly is a full physical prompt where the learner may need full hand-over-hand guidance. I will now demonstrate this. Pick up the pen. Good work. I hope these demonstrations have been helpful to clarify all the prompts. The hierarchy exists and is usually followed from least to most intrusive because you don't want to give a student too much help right from the beginning if they don't really need it. In other words, you wouldn't give a full physical prompt for the direction pick up fork if the learner can do it with a gestural prompt. As a disclaimer, usually a baseline is taken on each learner with each specific skill so you know where to begin on the prompt hierarchy. Baseline is when you observe how the learner does something with no assistance. For example, during baseline for toothbrushing, you may find that the learner only needs a gestural prompt, and from there, you can practice toothbrushing with a gestural prompt and then systematically fade prompting to independent. Prompts are always systematically faded to prevent prompt dependency. Prompt dependency is when a learner gets used to being prompted and can only follow directions with prompts. However, for someone who needs more assistance with toothbrushing, starting with a full physical prompt and fading down the hierarchy would make sense for that individual. It all depends on the learner. This concludes our training on the prompt hierarchy. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. Thank you. 5 minutes.